Hi, I'm Rebecca Victoria and welcome back to my studio. I am down here painting today. I was working on this little painting behind me here, or these two paintings rather. Not really sure where they're going yet. I'm kind of in that muddy middle stage where I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. And I'm just gonna let my intuition follow and see where it takes me. Today, I felt like just making a quick video. As many of you may know, I started my art education young, and then it continued throughout high school, and then I did a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Melbourne, and also I went on exchange in Paris. And after art school, I was kind of a bit burnt out from art and I really needed quite a break, and I got married pretty quickly after in Australia. I moved to Canada with my Canadian husband and we have been living here since then. And while I was waiting for my visas and everything to come through so that I could work, I painted a little bit, but I really felt a bit lost. I needed time to reflect on everything that had just passed, everything I learned in art school, what I thought of art school, was it what I expected it to be, was it something different, which is another chat entirely. And I think I just needed a break from painting because I felt a bit creatively burnt out. So I ended up getting a job when I could, and I started working, and I was working like 6 days a week, and it was exhausting physically. I didn't really have any time to even think about art or creativity, and I ended up just getting fairly consumed with enjoying the consistent paycheck and being able to pay for life. And I kind of fell into the trap of going into the workforce, and I definitely was feeling like art might not be the way I was going to be creating my income for a while. So I ended up switching jobs, and then I fell pregnant with my daughter, and I didn't do any art during her pregnancy. I painted one painting in the whole 9 months. And then when I was off on maternity leave, I didn't create much in the beginning. I was very consumed with motherhood, as is expected. And during the end of the maternity leave, I started adding in a lot more art into my day, and I started creating a lot more regularly, a couple of times a week, I would say. I would just do things like little watercolors at the kitchen table. And I found that I loved it, and I was really creatively getting back into it, but I felt really pulled to have that consistent paycheck. And now that we had my daughter to take care of and to pay for and look after, I really felt like I needed that income and that my family needed me to make that income. So I went back to work, and it was really hard parenting and working full-time and all of that jazz, and I created nothing. I completely stopped creating things, and it was really consuming trying to juggle parenting and working, and that was everything. That was all I could do. So when I got pregnant with my son, I was not very well during that pregnancy. I had a really hard time, and I ended up not working for most of it. I worked very little in the beginning, and I was very nauseous for the whole pregnancy, and I had a lot of pain, and then I was put on bed rest at 34 weeks. And yeah, it just was a period where I couldn't do anything. And then during his maternity leave, which I am still on, I'm coming up to 2 years, and I am at that brink of figuring out what I want to do. But I've done art the whole time, and I've consistently been showing up for my studio practice since I was well enough. Even when I wasn't well, I was doing it because I needed to, and it is what has brought me out of that hole when I wasn't well with my fibromyalgia. And I've really learned how much I need art in my life and how important it is for my well-being in all facets, and it's created so much resilience and hope and beauty and passion, and it's really helped me change my mindset from quite a negative mindset to a much more positive mindset where I'm looking for beauty everywhere in life. And I think that that is something that I really needed to realize, that by following my dreams and creating my artwork and following my passions, I am actually setting such a great example for my kids, because if I tell them that they could be anything in the world, why don't I believe that for myself? Once I had that realization, I realized that I really have to pursue this. I really have to, because I have to set an example. And in a lot of the parenting things that you read, they say that children don't learn as much by the things that you do. They learn a lot by seeing what you do, seeing how you act, seeing the things you follow, watching your reactions and watching you do things, and that's how they learn. So I have to model the behaviors that I want them to learn. I want them to learn to follow their dreams, follow their passions, and to be fearless and not to worry when you have setbacks, just to keep going. That resilience is a key part of life, and I want to teach them that through how they watch me in my art practice, and I think that they are learning so much from it. So I feel like I'm showing them that it's possible, and I'm showing them that they can do anything that they believe they can do, and they just have to be willing to do the hard work or take the time to do it. I think that that's a really positive, empowering thing to be teaching them. And teaching them this determination that you can work through the no's and you can find the yeses, and that they are for sure there, and that you just need to keep looking for them and keep going. And then they need to use creativity and flexible thinking to achieve these things, and that sometimes taking the easy way is not a cop-out. It is actually finding the path of least resistance and following that and doing what is the best for you in all senses of the world. And it's not easy. It's actually the smart way. So yeah, that's what I have to say today. I don't know why I felt really called to make this video today, and I think that somebody out there needs to hear this, because I think that they need to recognize how important that it is to follow your own dreams and to pursue what you want, so that your kids can see you happy and finding joy and chasing beauty and chasing happiness. I think that there should be so much more happiness in this world, so I don't know why we can't just follow our dreams. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope that you have some time in your day to create something beautiful, something meaningful, and show your children you're doing it, model that behavior, and let them into the world so that they can believe that anything is possible too. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.